Hello there, vinyl community. Hello there, YouTube. And hello there, Joe, MeanMr Mayo. You had a very interesting video where you talked about most overplayed radio songs. It is a subject that is very interesting because I've been dealing with the same questions myself. One time when I was forced to listen radio in a job I worked on, and felt like I want to throw up at some songs that were played over and over and over and over again. Ugh. So I felt it was fun to do a video response for your little thread about overplayed songs. The entire story is that I was working at a second-hand store before called Myrorna, the Ants, and there they played a radio station called Radio Gold, where they played 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and during the end also 90s music, and they played the greatest hits, and they played them over and over again. And there were some songs that I felt like I don't ever want to hear that song again, but I had no choice because that was the channel that we played on at the work. And the fun thing is that during a short period of time, they had a part of during the afternoon where they played a couple of songs that they asked the listeners to vote for which song that we wanted to have in the playlist, that we want to hear over and over and over again, that wasn't there but that we wanted to have in the radio station's playlist. And I guarantee there were several songs that I begged, please don't vote for it. I love Aha's The Sun Always Shines on TV. I don't want that song to be spoiled. I don't want to get ruined, that song to get ruined for me, because if I hear it on that station every day, 5 times every day, I'm going to get sick of it. So please don't vote for it. Let me have my song in peace. And it didn't. So I was lucky there. But that was a very fun thing when I'm sitting hoping for the song that I love not to win. But there were some songs that they played that I felt like, no, not again. And those are songs that I can't show because I don't have them. Nor do I don't want it either. Songs like Seasons in the Sun, Terry Jacks. I loved Seasons in the Sun by Terry Jacks once upon a time. But then Radio Gold played it over and over again. I think I heard it at least 5 times every day. And finally, I said to myself, I had to go up and do something else, walk away from the radio and do something else at that work, just so I didn't have to hear it again. And today I can't hear Season in the Sun anymore. Sick of it. So thank you, Radio Gold, for destroying a great song for me. Then there are also some songs that they are overplayed. The songs that I mentioned here are songs that more or less I actually have liked once before, but that I don't do anymore. Because of course there are songs that I don't like and that also are overplayed, but to me it is a big difference, because no matter if they're overplayed or not, I'm not going to listen to them anyway because I don't like the song. Then I couldn't care less whether they're overplayed or not. There are more than one reason why I hate to listen to those songs. And one example there is Sweet Ballroom Blitz. They also played 5 times during one day on Radio Gold, and I never liked that song. And hearing a song that you don't like 5 times a day is even worse than hearing a song that you like 5 times a day, because then you have to bear with total different kind of torture. But there are albums that I can show that are definitely overplayed, that I actually do have on vinyls, mostly because when it comes to the 80s, uh, they are a part of a collection. I may not listen to the single, but if I want a collection with a certain artist and that artist is famous one song, I have to have it. Uh, Explain later. Uh, One of the songs that Radio Gold also played over and over again that I finally got sick of was a song by a band that I've learned to like nowadays, but that I wasn't listened all that much to back then. And nowadays I like the Eagles, but there is one song that I still haven't made peace with, that I feel like it's so overplayed that I can never listen to it. It's strange because these 70s songs that are overplayed, the 70s is a kind of new genre for me, and those songs that are overplayed from the 70s are in most cases songs that I never liked before, and if they're overplayed, there's no bigger chance that I would like them even more now. When it comes to the 80s, it's most likely songs that I actually have liked once before. And then there are still some kind of a feeling for a respect for it, feeling for it, even though I feel like I get sick of hearing it. And that is nostalgia. It's still nostalgia to me. But the Eagles' Hotel California is not nostalgia. It's so overplayed that I feel like, no. This album, Hotel California, is great. I like this album. I totally love New Kid in Town. And I like this album, but Hotel California, that I feel is so overplayed and boring that I can't barely listen to it. It's in a nice mood. It's got a nice mood, nice production. I give them that, but the song, I listened to it way too many times already. Interesting thing also is that are a lot of jazz, not a lot of, there's some jazz that also very much overplayed, and most of all it is big band hits that had been played. I remember when I started listening to big band, and I started listening to jazz when I was 12, 13 years old. Everywhere I listened to there was the same artist, and I felt like, is this the only jazz artist that there plays? And finally I couldn't listen to it anymore. It went so far that at one period of my life I stopped listening to big band jazz because I got so sick of hearing everywhere Glenn Miller and In the Mood, Chattanooga Choo Choo, Pennsylvania 5-6,000, whatever that song number is, and songs like that. American Patrol and Duke Ellington. Same with Duke Ellington. I have some Duke Ellington. I still like Duke Ellington from his early days of the late 20s and early 30s. But this is the only Duke Ellington album or cassette that I have actually with its most famous songs. And I have this Glenn Miller album because it is live show radio, and that it plays more, but still it contains In the Mood. When it comes to Duke Ellington, everywhere you heard Take the A-Train, Sophisticated Lady, Perdido, Sea Jam Blues, Mood Indigo, Satin Doll. I started listening to big band later, soon, when I had calmed down, and heard other big band music at radio, but went so far with all this overplayed jazz classic that I felt like no more big bands. Uh, so no genre is safe from the radio. But the 80s. And as I said, it's a little hard because some of these songs actually are... I can't go so far as I said like you did, Joe, that I couldn't care if they didn't play it anymore. I don't want them to play this song anymore on the radio because still there are some, there's still some nostalgia, and if not, I can listen to it for that reason, even if I can't listen to it for its quality anymore. But I'd be happy if they play another song with this artist. I get much more happy, much more happy. For example, with Wham. Wham has done so many great songs, but why, oh why, do they always have to play Wake Me Up Before You Go Go or Last Christmas? These are songs that I don't really care for much anymore. Especially not Wake Me Up Before You Go. I can survive if I hear Last Christmas, but Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, I'm so deadly sick of that song. And sorry, Madonna doesn't go safe either. I love Madonna, but I'm so sick of Like a Virgin. It's so overplayed that I feel it's a parody of itself soon. I have a hard time listening to Like a Virgin. And Joe, you mentioned a song that I totally agree on, Van Halen's Jump. Also a song that I have a hard time listening to. Or some many Swedish songs that are so overplayed. Many of them in Swedish. I'm not going to mention them, but I have a song that I can't show because I don't have it. And I feel like I don't want it either. I have them on different compilations because many of the 80s songs that you're going to see here are on each and every compilation that are released with 80s classic, absolute 80s, same songs everywhere. And one of them is Europe Final Countdown. Besides the fact that I still think that it has one of the most pathetic lyrics ever, that I still don't understand what the song is actually about. It is so overplayed that I feel like I nearly don't want to listen to it anymore. Some nostalgia from 1986, of course, but no. And the same goes with a band that I normally like, another Swedish giant from Swedish music industry, Roxette, The Look, the song that started the entire thing for Roxette, but it is a song also that I'm very sick and tired of. I'd rather listen to actually Joyride than The Look, even though The Look is a very intelligent and great song. I heard it way too much. It's a song by here that typical ordinary 80s song everywhere, Belinda Carlisle, that I do like very much, but I'd be so much happier if they play another song than Heaven is a Place on Earth. Here, another song on each and every compilation from the 80s today. Laura Branigan, Self-Control. Oh my God, not again. Self-Control. Great song, but I'm sorry. I have a hard time listening to it anymore. This is also a song that it's a very intelligent, very great song, but it's played way too much that I feel like I hard time listening to Man at Work with Down Under. Here is one of my absolute favorite bands ever that I've shown a lot here at my channel. But not even Pet Shop Boys go safe. I have so many Pet Shop Boys songs. I love many. 90% of their songs. There is one song though that I liked when it came, but it had been played way too much, and it's a sin. It's one of the most intelligent productions that I ever heard, but I heard it way too much. I like Aha very much, and this is I have trouble because it's a song that I have so many childhood memories from, but I also heard way too much. I get much happier if they play another Aha song than this one again, and it's Take On Me. And I I hate it so much that I actually have two single versions of it. One European and one American edition. So even if it's Overplayed, I wanted to have it for the collection. But I get much more happier if they play The Sun Always Shines on TV or Train of Thought or I've Been Losing You. Here is another song that I liked very much as a child. But today there are way other songs by German Nena that I prefer than 99 Luftballons. Or 99 Luftballons. Irgendwie, irgendwo, irgendwann. Fragenzeit. Just to name a few. This song I've heard way too much. And finally, a song that you mentioned, Joe, that I still I agree with. It's sad because it's the only song by this band that I actually am interested in. I've never been a fan of the Police. I like Sting as a solo artist, but I've never been a fan of the Police. But I still think that Every Breath You Take is a great composed song, maybe the best composed song that they ever did, in my opinion. But I've heard it way too much. It's one of those songs that I feel like, no, not again. And then, of course, there are other 80s songs. We have Do You Really Want to Hurt Me Culture Club. Oh my God, not again. And then there are songs actually that I felt at that time were very overplayed that I felt like I can't listen to again. But then finally it felt very fresh again. And Christy Berg's Lady in Red that of course, I never liked it back in 1986, but I was very sickly tired of it. Berlin's Take My Breath Away, I was very tired of it. But these are songs that I actually feel like I can listen to them again. Edelweiss by Bring Me Edelweiss, classic hit that they played on MTV day in and day out in 1989 when I could watch that channel. But today feels like a fantastic song. So that maybe if I don't listen to the songs, maybe it will help that I don't listen that much to radio right now. I listen to web radio, and then I can choose myself what I want to listen to, more than I can if I listen to ordinary radio. And if I don't listen to the songs as much as the radio want me to, maybe I can make peace with these songs one day. Maybe we can make peace with these songs that are overplayed if we avoid them for a time. So, Joe, I hope that you have been enjoying my little walk through overplayed songs. I hope that all of you have been having a great Easter and eaten a lot of candy and eggs and other stuff. And as I said, it's soon time for another vinyl and CD updates. And until next time, so long, take care.